Welcome, Sagittarius, to the month of September 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and or rising signs in the 9th sign of Sagittarius, the Centaur. Okay, now, before I forget, at the end of your reading, I am going to be presenting you a bonus reading on your facts, your positive characteristics and or attributes, and or your negative characteristics and or traits to let go, as well as coloring in your artwork for your sign. As see, Sagittarius, you are the archer and or centaur. So that comes after your reading. So the month starts out on September 2nd at 5 hours 58 minutes when Mars, having been transiting your second house of money and what you value, trining the moon in Taurus in your 6th house of health, work, and service given. And with this very harmonious trine between the moon and Mars, the action planet, emotionally, you will be able to assertively ask for a raise and or promotion at work, and you will be hopefully able to receive it. Then the last quarter moon occurs in your 7th house of others, the house of relationships, at 10 degrees Gemini, 34 minutes. And so this last quarter phase may make or create some kind of possible endings, but that remains to be seen because it's just a general reading. Then on September 4th, Mercury, over here in your 9th house in Leo, in your 9th house where you naturally reside, sextiles the last quarter moon, and so with this last quarter moon in Gemini, your opposite sun sign, positively sextiling the planet of communications in your 9th house, you may very well go on a sort of nearby but long distance road trip with your significant other or others in relationships, and maybe possibly overseas, but you will possibly even be communicating about such matters. Then on September 6th, Saturn, which has been transiting your 2nd house of money in Capricorn, stations direct, as it's been retrograde for some reason, and I'm not quite sure for how long, but it goes direct, creating more of the ability to manifest money more directly and quickly. And that happens at 11 hours 10 minutes. Also on September 6th, Mercury leaves your ninth house in Leo and enters your 10th house, joining along with the sun, also in your 10th house of career, in Virgo. So Mercury enters Virgo at 2 hours 40 minutes into the day. And then also too, on September 6th, Mars in your second house of money opposes the moon. Once the moon goes into your 8th house of others' resources. So now your emotions are, or your feelings of or about garnering others' support, possibly emotional support, and or garnering or asking for possibly or asserting yourself toward others' resources, taking emotional actions possibly. However, just beware that and be mindful that this is only an awareness point. It's a 180, so you might not be receiving the help you're trying to go after, but then again you might. I don't know. Then, but it also gives you the ability to be more aware of asserting your own values, setting your boundaries, so to speak, versus others' values. Then, on September 8th at 13 hours 32 minutes, Venus, transiting your 11th house of friendships in Libra, sextiles the moon over here. So as the moon is still making its way, once the moon goes into your 9th house, your naturally residing house again, so moon in Leo, making the 2 sign away, so fire to air, air to fire, emotionally comfortable in your 9th house of where you naturally reside. However, Leo's on the house cusp, versus Venus in its natural state, because Venus rules Libra. However, Venus is in the 11th house of friendships, hopes, goals, and wishes, and this is a very positive 60-degree aspect between your feeling loving toward your friendships and possibly going on a vacation with friends. Then on September 9th, the new moon occurs in your 10th house of career and public standing in Virgo. So this is a time to reassess and go within and use even greater common sense. And again, since Virgo is, like you, a mutable sign, you will also stand to be this new moon will give you that much more flexibility and like flow to your emotions, it's just a good feeling. I love it when the new moon phase comes around, because it gives me that time to relax and go within and maybe even meditate. Not to say that you should meditate on the job, fall asleep on the job, no. But in a sense, it helps you reassess and maybe start something new concerning your career as well. And that happens at exactly 17 degrees. Also on September 9th, Venus leaves Libra and enters your 12th house of the subconscious mind and dreams in Scorpio at 9 hours 26 minutes. Then on September 10th at 15 hours 14 minutes, Mars trines the moon once and the mind you, the new moon is still happening as the moon takes approximately 2.5 days to travel per sign per house. So the new moon could be like at the tail end, or say 25 degrees Virgo, literally moving out of the 10th house, but still in a Mars trine in harmonious aspect to the new moon still. And that happens, like I said, at 15 hours 14 minutes, giving you the assertiveness in a very harmonious way to emotionally take new maybe pioneering strides in your career house in some manner. I'm not really quite sure, but it's something to do with asserting your values and maybe asking for a new step up or promotion some way in your career. And then on September 11th, Mars leaves your second house of Capricorn and enters your third house of communications into the sign of Aquarius at 0 hours 57 minutes. And then also too on September 11th, at 22 hours 59 minutes, Pluto, which has been retrograding in your second house of money and what you value, squares the moon. Once the moon goes finally into your 11th house of friendships, goals, hopes, and wishes. And so this Pluto square moon now gives you even more of a reason to regard, not to say regard your values as super sacred, but there's going to be a challenge to your valuing your friendships in a most well, let's see, when the moon is in Libra, there is always this sort of peace at any price, and squaring Pluto in your second house of money can sometimes make you, might possibly make you like, oh man, not sure, like devalue yourself. I'm not really quite sure how that might pan out for you, but there's something to do with not it's karmic. Let's put it that way. There's something to do with money exchanged between friends, or I don't know. And something to do with values and not being like maybe needing to learn self-respect with your friends and making sure that you're respected, that sort of thing. Okay, so then on September 12th, Jupiter, your ruling planet in the 12th house of the subconscious mind and dreams, now sextiles Pluto. So again, here we're dealing with Pluto again, and its strange retrograde occurrence. And this, I guess, having it go retrograde gives it less of its intensity. However, this is a positive, short but sweet 60-degree flow aspect, 2 sign away, 2 house away from your ruling planet Jupiter. So largely you will feel positive about something that you will be investigating in terms of coming to terms with your deeper values and not just the mundane financial day-to-day monetary values. I'm not really quite sure. Yeah, something to do with that. Then on September 14th at 8 hours and 55 minutes, the sun sextiles the moon. Once the moon goes into your 12th house of the subconscious mind in Scorpio, and this gives you a sense of general happiness in your career, but from a just a general like feeling of down to earth, common sense, using or tapping into your dreams for your career goals, something to do with that. Then on a couple of days later, on September 16th at 23 hours 16 minutes, the sun proceeds to square the moon once the moon goes into your sign, Sagittarius, in the first house of the self and body. And with this 90-degree square between your emotions and your first house versus your 10th house of career, there may be a bit of frustration. So nothing is ever perfect, and this is why the whole circle of life has its ability to change, or the ebb and flow. And then the first quarter moon occurs just shortly after the square toward the tail end of your first house, still in your sign at 24 degrees Sagittarius, 2 minutes. And again, stemming from the new moon, taking strides to take care of yourself and your physical body, not just your spiritual and or soul body or subconscious body. And so with that first quarter moon, you will maybe take more of a steps to work out more or take care of your health or something. Then on September 19th at 17 hours 11 minutes, the sun trines the moon. Once the moon goes into your second house of money and makes the harmonious 120 degree flowing and harmonious aspect between your emotions and your soul's desire to make more or aim more toward something substantially, make some more substantial effort to earn more and receive that from your efforts. Then on September 21st at 17 hours 14 minutes, your ruling planet squares the moon once the moon goes into Aquarius, into your third house of communications. And so largely you will be able to almost psychically tap into the way others as well as yourself are communicating on a day-to-day basis and through your short distance travels. There may be a bit of frustrations, but you will be able to largely, psychically almost, as see Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio, your ruling planet of Jupiter in Scorpio, in the Piscean, naturally residing Piscean house, square to the moon, which rules Cancer, and also in the third house of communications. So from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, tying into the north node of the moon in Leo, the higher mind, there's a possibility that there is an ability for you to really tap into your dreams and feel out the ways in which it is better for you to communicate on a you know what I mean, kind of like in a very like feeling out the vibes and tuning in to what others' need as well as your own needs. And this also deals with the house of siblings, so you may have a little bit of a challenge with siblings, but that's to be expected sometimes. And yet, see how that there is that tie-in, though. There's an ability to truly tap in to and from your subconscious mind to the conscious mind and bring it out to express that. Okay, then on let's see, September 22nd, Mercury leaves Virgo and enters your 11th house of friendships entering the sign of Virgo. Mercury leaves Virgo and enters Libra, entering your 11th house of friendships, hopes, goals, wishes at 3 hours 41 minutes. And so you will be communicating more with your friends. Then also on the following day, the Sun follows suit, leaving Virgo and entering Libra, as we're gearing toward the autumn months, leaving or falling, as the Libra is like the setting sun, or leaving one season, entering another new season. And this would be leaving summer behind, and so that happens. So Sun moves into Libra. So the Sun changes its sign at 1 hour 55 minutes. Then on the following day at 5 hours 27 minutes, Jupiter, your ruling planet, trines the moon. Once the moon enters your 4th house of the home in Pisces, making the 120-degree flowing aspect from, once again, the 12th house, and harmoniously bringing your home life into a state of peaceful existence. So your home will be in terms of home, your inner world, your home of your soul as well, not just your physical home. Okay, so your ruling planet largely will be so harmonious toward the latter part of this month of September, and here you are. Here, this is Earth, and this is the Virgo goddess, Virgin goddess, whatever. Okay, and so that happens to be very harmonious between your ruling planet and the moon. And then on September 25th, the full moon occurs at 1 degree Aries 60 minutes in your 5th house of romance and creativity, and giving you, or allowing you to shed luminous light as the sun reflects off the moon, giving you almost like the 180-degree opposition, giving you the awareness of how your romantic partner is also your friend, perhaps. Although that's not an aspect, it's just something I came up with. Then on September 26th at 10 hours 29 minutes, Pluto squares the moon. As the moon is still making its way out of its fullness, but still full, the moon is full of itself. Ha ha. Har har. Okay, so Pluto in the 2nd house of money and what you value, aspecting and squaring the full moon in your 5th house. You may want to watch that you don't overextend yourself, however, in maybe overspending on your romantic partner. Then, finally, on the final day of September 28th at 22 hours 37 minutes, your ruling planet opposes the moon. Once the moon comes full circle in Taurus in your 6th house of health and work and service given, and now makes the opposition from your 12th house to your 6th house, giving you that point of awareness and or possible emotional, largely emotional need to be more aware of your health and what it is you do in your work that can possibly disrupt your dreams and or whatever it is that might be affecting you. Now, with that, I want to share with you your bonus reading, as it is really sweet. You have the ability to be the archer that you are, and you shoot for the stars. Okay, so your quality is mutable, your element is fire, your ruling planet is Jupiter, your glyph is the archer's arrow. You rule the 9th house of religion and philosophy, law and higher learning, long distance travels, and your opposite sun sign is Gemini, the twins, and both of you are mutable. Interesting that the axes are mutable in each one of the north, south, east, west. Okay, and your anatomy, you rule the hips, upper thighs, and the upper part of your leg, in other words. So you need to be careful of overextending yourself and overdoing. And your key phrase is, I understand. Your positive characteristics and or attributes are that you are straightforward, philosophical, freedom-loving, broad-minded, athletic, generous, optimistic, just, religious, scholarly, and enthusiastic. And your negative characteristics and or traits to let go are argumentativeness, the tendency to exaggerate, talkative, procrastinating, self-indulgent, blunt, impatient, a gambler, pushy, and or hot-headed. And with that, I just want to extend my peace and my thanking you for my thanks in being able to extend my I don't know if I'm making any sense here. I want to thank you very much for watching thus far, and I want to thank those who have already subscribed, and please feel free to like, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. Thanks for looking up upon the North Star, and let's proceed to color in the lines. The idea behind this just came to me out of the blue as I wanted to share my artistic side. and it's not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect. I'm just trying to kind of show a lighter side of me, and this is, in my opinion, it was just kind of cute, and it just came to me that, you know what, let's show each sun sign their beauty that they behold, and each month I will be coloring in little by little. So the following month in October, I will continue to finish up on these. This is just for general purposes, and this is not for sale. NFS. It's just something I came up with, and it's just to be shared just for the fun of it. And see, the other colored pencils are for the previous sun signs, and there's a little bit of each one has a little bit of coloration already. And see, there's your opposite sun sign, Gemini. And there's Cancer. And so, woo! And so, oops, come on. So with that, I'm going to continue on with this, and little by little I will finish it up. And it's not meant to be perfect. It's just for the fun of it. And I just wanted to share with you how cute this can be as an additional bonus to your reading. So, thank you so much for coming and watching, and have a fabulous month of September. Bye for now.